Muted.
All right, again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and get started. I've put everyone on mute for now, so if you have any questions or comments throughout, do feel free to post them in the chat box. Otherwise, I know there can be a lot of feedback during the calls. I have also started recording the meeting, so if you have any questions and want to look back at the meeting, I'll be sending out that recording once the call has wrapped up today. And again, just a reminder, this is Rachel Cooper from Wellness Corporate Solutions, your wellness vendor for the Live Well program. And feel free to chat any questions you'd like, whether it's to the whole group or just to me privately, and I'll make sure to answer them during the meeting today. For our agenda today, I want to get started off by having some feedback from our most recent Race the Globe Challenge, spend some time going through some of the upcoming wellness initiatives we have, our April health observance, the activity request form, our May initiative guide, and of course, leave some time at the end for any questions or comments you may have. First and foremost, in terms of our results from the challenge, we had 1,224 employees that signed up for the challenge, and of those, 824 employees completed the challenge and received their incentive points for participating. So a big congratulations to all of those that completed the challenge and earned those points. We had 160 teams sign up for the challenge, and I'm sure, as you guys know by now, in order for your team to be eligible for the challenge for prizes, any of those final items, your team had to have between 4 and 20 participants. So of those 160 teams registered in the challenge, there was 108 teams that had at least those 4 team members. We also had a lot of steps logged throughout the entire challenge, so it was a really great effort put in by everyone throughout the duration of the challenge. Overall, there was a total of 313,095,688 steps logged from everyone participating in the challenge, and that's equal to approximately 145,318 miles. That really is quite an impressive achievement, and hopefully you guys saw at your locations as well all of the competition going on and all the little things everyone was doing to try and accumulate those steps throughout the day. I do, of course, also want to take some time to hear about what you found to be successful about the challenge, what we could do to improve for our next wellness challenges we have coming up, any suggestions you may have for the next challenge. I specifically want to see some feedback about the team aspect about the challenge and really understand what you guys have heard and other feedback from those at your location. So I'm going to try unmuting everyone to get that feedback, and if there's too much background noise, then I'll put everyone back on mute and we can just provide the feedback in the chat function. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute everyone now.
Su tarjeta de seguro social o tarjeta de residente. También, por favor, recuerde que debe comer 2 horas antes de su visita y beber suficientes líquidos como jugo o agua. Evite bebidas alcohólicas o que tengan cafeína.
All right. I think someone has put the call itself on hold, so I'm actually going to mute everyone now because that background noise will be there the whole time. So could you guys put in the chat function any of your feedback, and whether it's to any of these specific questions or any other feedback? We'd love to be able to discuss this while we're all on the call together. And in the future, please don't put the call on hold because, as you can see, there is that background noise that we hear. So again, we'd love to hear what you thought was successful about the challenge, what we could do to improve, suggestions, any information about the team aspect of the challenge, and anything that you've heard thus far about the challenge. Great, thanks, Anna. I know you made the comment in that the competition really helped with all the participation along the challenge. I know I personally got a chance to see the comment board, and there certainly was a lot of encouragement between team members, people looking to support everyone and commend those with the different step counts. So I definitely think it helped to boost everyone's participation and get everyone to get even more steps logged in the challenge. Thanks, Katie. I see your comment as well that the competition really helped the morale of your center. Do you mind expanding on that a little bit more? Do you guys have one team for your whole center, or was it just having people competing all at the location? And I see you posted another comment as well that a lot of the discussion took place on the portal and really helped people to get back into the site. That's great. Hopefully got people to log more items for the incentive program even while that challenge was running. Rachel, I see you also posted a comment that at your center, you had a lot of people who logged their steps online but did not know they actually needed to join the team online. And once they figured out it was a little too late to sign up. You logged the steps in the center on your own and people got very competitive. That's interesting to hear. And also as a future note as well, if people miss that sign-up deadline, we can always, and as long as they've actually been going in and logging all their steps, we can certainly on the back end add them to the challenge later on to make sure that their steps will count. But it's nice to see that people were still participating and adding their steps in, and I'm sure it definitely got competitive based on some of those comments I saw. Roger, thanks for commenting. You said that you heard a lot of positive feedback as well, and that people want to know, will we have another team challenge? Well, that's really based on you guys, but so far I've seen a lot of positive responses on that. Katie, you said that you guys had 2 teams and split it with your AM and CM, and it got everyone in a competitive spirit. That's great to see. So it's interesting that you guys were able to have more than one team in your center and still was able to keep everyone in a competitive spirit. I've heard a lot of great feedback about the team aspect. Thank you for sharing. All right, a new comment. There are a lot of pros and cons for making the Challenger group effort. There's a lot of morale boosting to try and up the participation within the teams, but there was also some negative feelings toward group members that were not as diligent at recording their steps. Well, that certainly is understandable that people get competitive and want to make sure everyone's on their same level. Do you think that the fact that some people have those negative feelings toward their team members would make you not recommend a team challenge in the future, or do you still think it would be worth it to have that type of challenge? Oh, I see commented already. You said all in all your center had a lot of fun with it since you had multiple groups, so we had some fun competitions. That's great to hear. And certainly when people's competitive side comes out, you certainly can get people a little angry when aren't on their levels, but it's nice to hear that people were still able to have fun with it. Based on this challenge, do you guys have any suggestions for the next challenge? Would you like to see a second team challenge right afterwards? Would you prefer to see a different type of competition? More challenges. Okay, noted. Thanks. Team challenge. Okay. A second challenge would be lots of fun. Well, it's good to hear that you guys love the challenges. So I'm hearing it looks like the team challenges might be the winner here, but definitely a different type of competition. Do you guys think that a minutes of exercise challenge might be a nice follow-up to this? We could have it be team again if that's what looks like might be winning here. All right, I see another comment, Susie. You said that, oh, one moment, said that there's some concern devices generate more steps, some devices generate more steps than other devices. Any suggestions how to instill team confidence in future competition? That's a great question, and that's something that sure did come up during the challenge. And certainly someone's gait and type of device they use can certainly affect that, and the type of step converter as well. I think for the future, that's something that we'll want to make very clear at the beginning of the challenge and really lay that out for everyone. If they're like to use a device or converter, make sure that everyone is in fact using the same guidelines to make it fair. But definitely want to make sure we're instilling confidence and everyone feels as equal as possible. All right, a comment about that we want to see challenges that involve being outside since it's summer. That's a great point with that warm weather coming up. Give everyone Fitbits. Well, not sure we'll be able to do that one, but we'll keep that in mind. All right, here, second team challenge would keep the momentum going. All right, see here. I think either way will be fun as long as we have some alternation in individual challenges and team challenges down the line. Okay. I also just wanted to make another comment that we will audit the results in more detail and throughout the challenge going forward as well. That was something that came up during this challenge, and we were kind of revising that process of that auditing that we were able to do. And I think that's something that will be done even more so down the line with the challenges, and in ways, and just as referenced earlier, we want to make sure it's fair for everyone and that people feel confident signing up for the challenge so that people know it's even and that we are looking into anything that seems a little out of the ordinary. Rachel, I saw you put another comment that you started a Biggest Loser challenge at your center and it was a success, and that something like that would work well. It's a lot of fun. That's great, and that's great feedback. You guys were able to do that all on your own. I know challenges like that, certainly with those weight challenges, can be fun, especially if we want to focus on an individual challenge for our next one. I know people, when it comes to weight, may not want that to be part of a team aspect per se. And I see you commented that the next challenge could track activity minutes. I think that would definitely be a way to change up what we're tracking, especially if we'd like it to be a team-based challenge. All right, I see more comments that you like the idea of activity minutes. That's really great. I'll make some notes about that. Thank you. I seems to be that minutes of activity challenge as a team might be a good next challenge, but still want to include some individual challenges going forward as well. Maybe we can get a minutes of activity challenge that involves getting outside per one of the earlier comments. Well, thank you guys so much for all that challenge feedback. If you think of any other ideas, just please do continue to put them in the chat function. I'll continue to monitor that. I want to also make sure to spend some time talking about some of our upcoming wellness initiatives. We're going to have another Well Flash in May, which will be our last push to earn incentive points. As you guys know, the incentive program does, of course, end at the end of June, coming up shortly. It's going to be another one of those scavenger hunts on the LiveWell portal, where employees will have to find specific resources within the portal and complete a quiz for those incentive points. I know we had something similar to that previously, so that went over pretty well, and that will be coming out as a May incentive push for points. What we'll do is, once we have finalized what that Well Flash will look like, we'll send all of you some information about it in advance to help motivate those at your location to participate in it, especially if they haven't yet earned all their incentive points. The next item that will also be occurring in May is we're going to be doing what we call incentive status emails. So what that means is, starting in May, every employee will receive an email with their current incentive status. So if employees that have already redeemed their points will receive an email congratulating them and confirming they have in fact already redeemed and are all set in the incentive program. Those that have not yet redeemed will be reminded how to earn points and redeem those points for prizes. So everyone will get an email regardless of what their status currently is in the incentive program. And again, for those that have already redeemed, it'll be a congratulations type of email. with a reminder, of course, that you can only redeem one time in the incentive program, and that they're all set for this year's program. For those that haven't yet redeemed but have reached a certain point level, whether it's at 100, 200, or 300 point level, we'll let them know they are eligible to redeem and provide information on how they can do so as well. And then, of course, for those who haven't yet reached a tier, we'll provide them with that full list of items they can do to earn incentive points. And we'll already have the well flash up and running on the portal at that time, so we'll also make sure to include some more information on that so it can be another way for them to earn those incentive points. So that will be the first round that will go out in May. To give you a little bit more information about this, we'll also do a second round of these emails in June. That if anyone who already received one of those congratulation emails that have already redeemed points won't receive an email when we do them in June, we'll only send those emails in June to those who hadn't yet redeemed in the May batch of emails, and that way we can have an update on their status in the program. So be on the lookout for those. If you get any questions on those from anyone at your location, just let them know they are going out to everyone, and we'll have some creative ways to earn more points for those who haven't yet redeemed for points. And in addition to that, we will have that May Well Flash going on as that last push to earn points. Are there any questions on that before we move on? Again, please feel free to put any questions in the chat. I'm going to try and take you guys off mute again to see if we're able to have that open discussion. One moment.
Federally issued photo identification, proof of address.
I think we're still on hold, so I will actually put everyone back on mute. So if you do have any questions on that, please do put that in that chat function. I apologize about that, and we'd love to spend some time reviewing that in case there are any questions. Hopefully pretty straightforward, though. Again, our last push for points will be that well flash, and we'll have those incentive status emails going out in May as well. I see a question that came through. When does the WELL program start up again for the next round? That's a great question. We're actually still finalizing the program for next year and determining what that start date of the next program will be. So we'll give you more information on that coming soon. So a couple questions coming in here. So what does pending points mean? If someone has pending points, that means that you clicked redeem for one of the gift cards. And what we do is if you have clicked redeem on that, then that's our notification system to ensure that you do in fact only receive one gift card. Did I get all the questions that came through? Oh, another one just popped in. Approximately how long does it take from the time that you have your wellness screening at your location until they are entered onto the wellness site? That's a great question. Once you have your screening done, whether it's from an on-site screening or if it was a PCP form that you sent in, once those results are received at our office, it takes 2 weeks for us to do some quality checks on that data. And once those quality checks are done, we then will upload not only your results to the portal, but also you'll automatically receive your incentive points for screening it. So once your on-site event is complete, we will make sure once our quality checks are done, which it can take up to 2 weeks, but at that point we will get your points and results uploaded. Okay. Another question came in. Once you redeem, can you redeem again? You can only redeem one time in the incentive program. So regardless of which point level you clicked redeem for, you can, again, only redeem that one time. Another question, how long does it take to get the gift card that is redeemed? Once you click redeem in the portal, our team does checks on that data every 2 weeks, and at that time we will then put in the orders for the gift card. So from the date of the order can then take another 2 weeks for it to be sent to your home, just in terms of processing and where you may live. Okay. Next question. Once you have your first call with your wellness coach, how long does it take for them to reschedule your next one? If your coach should be scheduling your next session while you're on the phone with them. Did that not happen on your coaching call? Okay, so if they didn't schedule your next session while you're on the phone with them, you can send a message to them on the portal to set up your next session. And feel free to send me an email offline as well, and I can always reach out to your coach to ensure that happens. Yeah, sure thing. Yes, and another thing to note is that there is a way for you to schedule your coaching session online with that online scheduler. We try to make it as easy as possible for you guys. So just make sure that you're booking your appointment that way, and just make sure you are available at that date and time. And another thing to keep in mind is whatever number you put in to that online scheduler when you're setting up your coaching appointment, that is the number your coach will use to call you for your appointment time. So just make sure that you are in fact available at that time. And if as you get closer to the date of your coaching call, if you're unable to make it anymore, just send them a note so they can open up that session for someone else to sign up for. But again, hopefully setting up your appointment online should hopefully make it easier for everyone to get your coaching sessions in. Any other questions or comments? All right, well, again, I'll keep that chat box open, so if you think of any other questions or comments on this as I'm moving forward, I'll make sure to answer them along the way. On the screen here, this is our April Health Observance Flyer, which is an actual flyer I'll send out to all of you after the meeting for you to post at your location. As we get closer to the month of May, we'll also have a May Health Observance Flyer as well. So that's currently being finalized now, but once that Health Observance Flyer is ready, I'll also make sure that is sent to all of you to post. For the April Wellness Monthly, as you can see, it has a focus on spring cleaning for a healthy home. And each month we do have different wellness topics and ideas for the month to keep everyone focused on being healthy. And again, this will be emailed out to everyone after the call, but I encourage all of you to print these out and post it around your location to make sure everyone's aware of what the monthly topic is. Another important update, and I know I mentioned this a little bit on our last call, but we now have the activity request form ready to go. Once you complete this form, you'll be able to use it to request funds for those wellness initiatives at your location. I'll also send out this request form after the call today to everyone. As you can see here, the request form, you'll need to complete your information, contact number, also a description of the activity. You'll need to have the date, expected participants, amount requested, the date of the funds needed, vendor, and any additional comments. One thing to keep in mind is you do need to submit this completed form 3 weeks prior to the activity, so make sure to get that sent in before the activity does in fact take place. And also, just make sure you're also attaching a copy of the registration brochure or any other additional information about the form. And as you can see at the bottom, you'll just need to submit your form to Roger Davis, and his email is listed on the form as well. Something else to note, someone's actually already requested the form and used it. A number of employees at one of our locations wanted to participate in the color run and requested funds for the registration fee for the race, and they completed the form along with attached some of the registration information, and that was something that was in fact approved to get funding for. So hopefully that will be a good example in the future of things you can use the activity request form for. Also, something to note, I know this example was of a race, but if you'd like to have something on site at your office, if you want to have anything else off-site, please do use this. If something that would make more sense to your location would be something such as some fruit on site for a big meeting or for the employees are gathering or something, even if it's not a specific activity per se, just put your description of what you'd like, and we'll be able to let you know if it's something that can be approved or not. These are, of course, subject to approval. So again, another reason why we do want you to submit in advance before the activity takes place. But hopefully you guys will be able to find some really great activities and on-site things. The main purpose behind having this activity request form is we'd like it to be a way in which we can show that wellness goes beyond just the Live Well incentive program. Of course, that incentive program is a piece of the Live Well program, but Grifols really cares about the well-being of all employees and want this to be a way to have wellness go beyond those incentive programs and really showcase it within the environment and within the culture at all of our locations. I've seen some comments that you guys are happy to have a form, that you guys are really excited to start using this, and I'll definitely send this out today to all the champions after the call. See your comment that you're going to ask about possible funding to help encourage activities. Definitely. Again, just keep in mind all activities and items within the request form will, of course, just be subject to approval to make sure it fits within our guidelines, but we're really hopeful we can find some great activities. And as our champions, you'll, of course, know what makes the most sense and what people at your location would really like. So we're looking forward to having this available to all of you and looking forward to seeing your request. My personal request for all of you is please do take pictures for any activities that you do in fact complete, because we do want to get those posted on the Live Well portal. As you can see, the Grifols Wellness in Action section. So my own personal request is just that you send in any pictures from your events so we can showcase them, and we'd love to see what you guys are putting together. Any other questions about this before I move on? I know hopefully this is a really exciting update for all of you. All right. Well, again, I will make sure to send this out as soon as the call is wrapped up. So each month, something we'd like to start doing going forward is to have a monthly initiative for each month. And since it is getting a lot warmer out there, it really is a great time to get outside and exercise. Even something as simple as a 10-minute walk can boost metabolism, improve mood, and dissolve drowsiness. So for our May monthly initiative, we are asking all of you to lead a champion group walk at your location. For that, all you need to do is set a date and a time for your colleagues to come to this cardio kickstarter walk. Lead the walk, making sure to keep a good pace while not leaving anyone behind. I'll also send out a monthly initiative guide to all of you after the call with tips for getting this started and to help make it as easy as possible. Again, this is something that it doesn't cost anything to complete. It's just a initiative as a champion we'd like you to put together. Even if it's just a 10-minute walk during lunch, before work or after work, hopefully this is something that you guys can help to put together as our champions. Oh, I saw another question pop in. Can any champion submit a fund request form? Absolutely, any champion can submit it. We do want this to be something specific for our champions. That's kind of one of the perks of being our champion, that you're able to submit these request forms. But there's definitely any champion can submit the form for any activity. Great question. A couple open items I want to make sure to mention. I am still missing some champion bios and pictures from a lot of you. I haven't quite received everyone's yet, along with t-shirt sizes for that point as well. So if you haven't sent those in, please do send them to me. We want to get these showcased on the portal and want to make sure we have some more to add in there before it gets posted. For the picture piece, if you don't want to send in a picture of yourself, that's fine too. It could be a picture of your favorite activity or anything else, but definitely want to get at least a quick note from each of our champions so we can showcase who all of you are and especially so that everyone at your office can recognize who their champion is. The champion bios and pictures along with your t-shirt size can be sent directly to me. And again, my email address is, it's Rachel Cooper, and I'm at rachel@wellnesscorporatesolutions.com. You can just reply to the email that I'll be sending in the recording of the meeting along with all of the other items, that monthly initiative guide, the activity request form, and all that information. So you can reply right to that email address with your bio and picture and t-shirt size. Any questions on the bio or the picture for the portal? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We will have another meeting in May. We're still determining what that date and time will be. I think it'll probably be around the same time frame, but we need to just determine what that day will be. So be on the lookout for more information on our next champion meeting. As for the question, will you guys only fund events that go through June? We can still fund events even after the incentive program has ended. This is an ongoing initiative we'll have for you guys. So again, kind of a way to promote wellness even beyond the incentive program. So definitely is available even once the incentive program for this year is ended. That's a great question. Any other questions or comments from anything we've gone over today, or anything you'd like to add? Oh, quick other comment. If for the t-shirt, please also send your address in for them to be sent to. We want to start sending those out. And I know we've already done some t-shirt sizes, but we don't have an address yet for everyone. So please do send us your address along with your t-shirt size. Thank you. Home address or center address? Roger, what do you prefer? Either. Roger says either. Whatever's easier for you. Thanks, Roger. As I'm sure you may have guessed, Roger will be sending out those t-shirts. Any other additional questions or comments while we're all together on the phone? As always, if you think of anything else, do feel free to reach out to myself. And you can always reply to my email with the recording of today's meeting and any of those additional documents as well. I really appreciate all of you taking the time today to meet. We have some exciting things coming up and really appreciate all of your feedback as well. So thank you so much, everyone.